clarification, please do, and let us limit to 2 questions, 2 minutes. Sir George?
I think he can note from his seat, and then he can respond from there, so that we don't keep him standing for too long. If we can just be quick, and then we are able to. Now, my question, the clarification I wish to seek, and it may be from the witness or even his counsel, is on the Fertilizer and Animal Foods Act, in which the witness kept on saying it provides that the cabinet secretary shall. Unfortunately, I was not able to find those words, and I need to be helped to find them. Number 2, on it again, he kept on saying that the cabinet secretary had not operationalized the act, yet he went ahead to appoint a committee. That does not rhyme, because if it was not operational, a committee could not have been appointed. Then he went on to say that failure to appoint the board was in contravention of the law. Which particular section of the Fertilizer and Animal Foods Act provides that the board must be appointed by a specific date? And on that alone, I go to the documents of the mover sponsor of the motion at page 267, in which the cabinet secretary is accused of having appointed a committee instead of a board. I have looked at the letter, and it is signed by the principal secretary, not by the cabinet secretary. I require clarification why this act of the principal secretary is directly attributed to the cabinet secretary. And finally, the witness...
Your time is up, Honorable. Please, just conclude.
Thank you. What I wanted to know is the closure of KEL Chemicals. I wasn't able to find the documents relating to this, but it was stated that it's a serious criminal offense. So if a statement was made, this is a serious criminal offense, it is contrary to what law? Because it is important to cite the law that has been offended. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I allow another member to come, we will have 3, and then you will respond. And Honorable Wamboka, just to know that the clarification or the questions are to you. Moses?
Chair, the mover of the motion kept on insisting that we have to invite the PS as a witness. Now I'm looking at all these letters which the PS ordered. None was copied to the CS, and when I look at these contents, if we have to have these letters, if we were to invite the CS, what additional information, I mean the PS, what additional information would the PS provide to this committee? Secondly, and the last question, it's not clear yet in my mind, because here the main accusation is the CS authorized the supply and distribution of fake fertilizer. It's not yet clear in my mind the connection, the nexus between the CS authorizing the purchase and distribution of the fertilizer as per the document we have. Thank you.
Honorable Dr. Rachel.
Chair, it's in line with the 4 letters that have been written, some signed and others not signed, but I would like to ask which amongst the 4 can we link directly to the CS? 2, I would like to ask that we saw several videos. Is there a possibility of a document or a video which can show this committee that the cabinet secretary threatened the director? Just some form of evidence that can be presented. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Counsel. Can you respond to that, please?
Of order, Madam Chair. On
Yes.
a point of order, who is supposed to respond to the committee's comments? Is he, if he wants to respond, can you then swear him as a witness of the Honorable Wamboka?
It is the witness, and in that case,
unless we are in a kangaroo court. And Honorable Dr. Kaminwa knows this. Let him not pretend that he doesn't know.
You said either, you mentioned counsel.
since it is the witness to respond.
My ears are still sharp. You mentioned counsel.
Senior counsel, I know that it is the witness to respond.
I see.
Yeah, please.
But could you let me then clarify something which is legal? You
can contribute after the witness. Let the witness first respond. Then if you want to assist, you can come in.
I think it was the word shall. That's what I wanted to assist the select committee on. The word shall. You say it so very clearly. I have got very sharp ears and very sharp brain cells.
I agree. You have sharp ears, senior counsel.
You said shall, and it's only on shall which I wanted to assist the honourable members. It was raised by my...
Fine. Continue, and then Honorable Wamboka, please come and respond.
Yeah, I think you better honor your word. It's not fair to let me stand and then to tell me now you cannot answer it.
I've allowed to you, senior counsel.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mr. Munagari, I cannot pretend that I don't know you. I've known you for many years. We have walked together in the corridors and done cases together and so on. And we still continue to be friends, although now you're on the other side. Now, Mr. Munagari, there is an act called Fertilizers Act. This act seems to have come into operation sometime before 2022. Now, if you look at you look at our record. Yes. Yeah, page 250. Page 250. I would respectfully refer you to page 250, 2A. There is establishment of the board. Establishment of the board. There is established a body to be known as Fertilizer and Animal Foodstuffs Board of Kenya. And then 2B, there is functions of the board. It sets out the functions in detail. And then finally, Honorable Member, 2C refers to membership of the board. But then there is 2C1, there is an emphatic sentence, only one sentence which I would like to refer you to. It says, the chairperson competitively sourced and appointed by the cabinet secretary. The chairperson competitively sourced and appointed by the cabinet secretary. And the complaint of my client is that the Honorable Linturi'S never appointed a chairperson to the board. He never set up the board. And this not having set up the board is probably one major cause of the problems that we have. Please, I hope I have assisted. I've answered you. As you smile, may I say,
it has become murkier than it was.
I am most grateful to you. And
Through chair.
may I say that
Through chair.
this came to our notice when the my client had now handed to us this brief to appear for him. That's why through a lot of research and hard work that we were able to come across this particular statute. In other words, our complaint to the Honorable Minister that he never invoked this body, this board. Instead, he went and set up something else, an animal not known to the law. Thank you.
Sponsor, come forward, please, and respond to the questions.
Madam Chair. Thank you so much. I didn't know that this was going to be such a heavy exercise in terms of time. But for Kenyans, we are ready and continue being ready. My lawyer has talked about the Act. The law directs that the minister was supposed to operationalize the Act. He did not do. And where it interprets, it defines a cabinet secretary as a cabinet secretary for the time being in charge of matters relating to agriculture. And that person is Honorable Mithika Linturi. Now, among the functions of the board, Madam Chair, they are listed here: procurement, importation, and efficient and timely distribution of subsidized fertilizer. That the Constitution, in the Act, it contemplated a scenario where we were going to have a subsidized fertilizer, and moves and appropriates that function to this body. At no point does it talk of National Cereals and Produce Board. No, not anywhere. It's not the function of National Cereals and Produce Board. It is the function of...
Honorable Wamboka, please refer to the question that you are answering.
Yeah.
And do not debate. Answer the question
The
so
minister,
that we save time, please.
My brother was asking how...
Brother, you have so many brothers there.
My future learned friend. My future learned friend.
George or another one?
George. Gitonga. Murugara. He talked about this. It is clear in law. No other body. The law does not give this mandate to any other body except fertilizer board. Now, my lawyer talked about what the minister should do with regard to operationalizing. He has to appoint people, ensure third rule, and all that. What was so difficult for the minister not to appoint this board? That's the elephant in the room. Now, on the closure of the factory, among the functions of this board, among the function, one of them is to regulate the importation of raw materials for the manufacture of animal foodstuff, inspect and test fertilizers. Inspect and test, Madam Chair. That is not the role of the minister. It is not the minister to go in the field and bring down close people's enterprises. No. No. Is he supported by law? In the functions, the law says licensed manufacturers, distributors, and retailers of fertilizers and animal, on the recommendation of Director of Agriculture. In the issue of license, it is the minister has no role to take away anyone's license in law, unless you disapprove me in law. Then, honestly, some of the, Madam Chair, some of the problems we have is that there are photocopying problems. Some content was left out. You cannot say that is my mistake. If you give me 1 hour, or you direct that by tomorrow we'll have all that, I will gladly do that, because they're there. Those are small photocopying mistakes which cannot be relied on for a matter that is serious and of serious magnitude, such as what we are discussing. My brother from home, Honorable Malulu, you said you've looked through the letters and you've not seen any letter. I think that I cannot answer because the committee has the answers. Just look at it again, my brother. That honestly, I cannot do beyond what I've done because the document is here. Let the Honorable Member just go through the document. How do we link the CS threatened? How did the CS threaten? We saw videos here. Who is a crook? A crook is a person who does not respect the law. When someone calls you a crook today, it means he's trying to frame you so that anything else happening to you that is a crook. That is a threat. That is a threat. Coming from a minister on a national television. We saw it here. So, honorable member who said the threat, where was the threat? And the member who was threatened appeared before a committee of the House. Apart from what we saw here, he said it. In its
And then in the middle, let us have the head of public service. The head of public service, sir, thank you. I request you to come because you are the custodian of all. So kindly, let's move a little bit. The scribes, let's move a little bit. Then let public service be at the middle. And wait a little bit. Your picture. Madam Susan, kuja upande tafadhali. Nakuomba ndio wakaribiane. Hapo. Basi. Hiyo ndio picha ya gazeti hapa. Let's clap for them. Makofi, makofi, makofi.
Working very hard during negotiations and ensuring a document that will be deposited in court so that we as Kenyans will start again enjoying health services as provided by the doctors. I want to, as I'm ending my